Hey, it's IdkWhatsRc and this is a very special video. It's my top 10 mispronounced words. So basically the top 10 words that I cannot simply pronounce correctly. So for those who are wondering, I'm French Canadian and that's why my English is so bad. In real life, I only talk in French. En effet, comme je viens de le dire, je suis québécois et plusieurs d'entre vous m'ont demandé de faire une vidéo en français. Eh ben, le voici. Okay, so let's get started with my top 10. So in the 10th position, it's the famous 5.5. So back in the days, especially in my styling creation guide, I've said 5.5 all the time instead of 5.5. So now I know that I need to say point. But seriously, it's a dot. For me, it's a dot. And in French, anyway, we don't use the point or the dot. It's a comma. So that's why I was simply mispronouncing it. Okay, so in the 9th position, it's mahogany. So in French, we don't pronounce the H, so that's why I simply say mahogany instead of mahogany. And I bet that I didn't even pronounce it correctly. So anyway, let's move on to the 8th position, 1060. So don't ask why I simply put an N between a big and a small number, while I shouldn't. So in the 7th position, it's hair staff. So sometimes I simply don't pronounce the H, for example, mahogany, but sometimes I simply add an H for no reason. For example, a hair staff, well, I should say a air staff. And in the 6th position, it's pizza for pizza points. So I'm not even sure how to pronounce it. I think it's like pizza's points. But anyway, I don't think I will make another magic training guide, so I will probably not pronounce pizzas anytime soon. In the 5th position, it's efficient. So for me, it's efficient, but I think that I need to add a random H, even though it's not written, so it sounds like efficient and efficiency and things like that. In the 4th position, it's the word athlor. So don't really ask why I pronounce it that way, but for me, a gilded athlor, it's the way we pronounce things, but actually, in real life, I should pronounce it alter. In the 3rd position, it's the word three skills. So, like I said earlier, we don't pronounce the H in French, especially not the TH. So for me, three and tree is exactly the same thing. We pronounce it the same way anyway. And there's also the S at the end of plural words that we simply don't pronounce in French. So for me, skill and skills, there is no really big deal between the two. But for English people, of course, there is a big difference. In the 2nd position, it's the word inferno aid. So don't really ask why I pronounce it that way. But yeah, like at the beginning, it's an A, so I pronounce it A. Then it's a D, so aid. And then finally, it's a Z, so AIDS. But actually, I think it's pronounced like inferno ads. And finally, in the 1st position of my top 10, it's the word fuck us. So I've said that in my woodcutting guide, I think, and I mean to say like, I don't even know if I pronounce it correctly when I'm trying really hard. Fuckist. I think it's pronounced that way, but anyway, it was kind of funny. In the video, I really say like, fuck us. So yeah, that's my top 10 mispronounced words. If you have suggestions about more words, then simply post a comment below and I will be glad to add them in my description.